Welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah Smolinski. I'm a CPA and I am also a fractional CFO. I own a fractional CFO agency and I've had this YouTube channel for a while now. It really got going in 2020. And what I thought I could do today is kind of talk to you guys about big picture, my views and my core beliefs about money. Because I realize that all these videos that I make for you, I have my unique perspective on what I really think about small business, about the money in your small business, and about what it means for your life. And, I filter all these things through that lens when I'm giving you guys these videos and we're talking about this stuff. But there are, we could go so far to call it a manifesto of how I feel about money and business. And that's what I want to talk through with you guys today, because it is pretty important. And if you are not aligned with what I'm saying, then you're not going to resonate with the message, and that's okay. There's going to be other people who have different core beliefs about money and business, and that is okay. And it is fine if my message doesn't resonate with you, but I would love it to know if this does resonate with you. And if it does, you are going to want to be here and you're going to want to be subscribed to this channel, because what I'm saying is being naturally filtered through all these core beliefs that I have about business and money. Okay. So let's get into it. So my first core belief is that cash is your ticket to freedom in your business, and that if we can control the cash in our business, that we can do all sorts of different things. Okay. Cash is the lifeblood of a business. And I do believe that it's best if that cash is being generated by the business. We don't necessarily want our business to have outside investment or have to have money being borrowed from a bank, because when you have outside influence, you can't have all the freedom that you want to have and ideally should have in your business. So when your business generates cash for itself, you have the freedom to be able to do whatever you want with it. So that is a very big core belief of mine, because I think that cash equals flexibility and cash also equals freedom. Okay. Number two, I feel like we should not outsource our financial power. I think it's important for you as a small business owner to understand your financials enough so that you can make empowered decisions. Now, I love hiring professionals. I love the fact that people have bookkeepers and that they have CPAs to do their taxes, and even that they have outsourced CFOs. But I do still feel like it's very important for the CEO of a business to have a good, solid understanding of their financials, so that they do not just put their head in the sand and say, hey, that's somebody else's job. They're taking care of it. It's not my job. I want a business owner to be able to have a firm understanding of their financials, and that they realize that understanding their financials gives them significant power. And when you understand the financials, you are able to make better decisions in your business. And, it doesn't mean that you don't hire outsourced people to help you, but if you feel confident and comfortable in your financials, you will be able to run your business that much better. So that is a huge belief of mine. The next thing is that I truly believe that we should be paid as small business owners for the risk that we're taking on. I did a whole video a while back about how much I think business owners should be paid at a minimum. And I think that one thing that's really important is that we should be gaining some reward from taking on this risky activity of owning a small business and running it and putting all of our heart and soul and our time and energy into these small businesses. I think that work should pay off. I believe that small business is one of the best ways to create wealth for an individual. And I've seen it in my own life, and I can see it in other people's lives. And it is a wonderful, powerful tool to be able to create wealth. So I do think that small business owners should be paid, and that comes in lots of different forms, and you got to build your business up to get to a place that it can. But I don't like this idea that business owners should just struggle and hustle and just scrape by for a long time like it's some kind of badge of honor. I reject that. I don't believe that. I believe that our businesses should be producing income for us. The next thing I believe very wholeheartedly is that we should pay our fair share of taxes. So as much as I would love tax rates to be lower, and I would love to, have more deductions for things that I think, could really make a big impact on people, I also don't believe that skirting around the IRS rules and trying to take every single deduction and being on the very far extreme of things is the right way to run your business. I'm more like, how can we just work on making money so that paying 25 to 30% in taxes is just like not a big deal because you're making that much more money. I've seen a lot of people put a lot of time and energy and effort into trying to get little tax savings here and there and there and there. And then they spend all their energy just trying to reduce their tax expense when they really could have been using all of that energy and that creativity into growing their business that much more. So it's like bending down to pick up a penny when there's like a dollar bill hanging out right here in front of you. Why would you spend your time to like focus on this penny when you could go and get that dollar? So I really want people to understand. That's why, people come to my channel sometimes hoping for all these like tax breaks and tax cuts and things that they can do and little strategies to get around the tax code. And that's not what this channel is about. And so I'm sorry if that's what you're looking for, but that's just not who I am. And that's not how I advise businesses to run their business. I want that creativity going into expansion, not into this kind of like miserly mindset, which I think is the mindset of someone who's trying to scrimp and save on every little tax thing. And they're trying to sit in the gray for every single thing. Now, that doesn't mean we don't use smart tax strategy. I'm fully for that. I think there's always going to be things that you can do with your taxes to be able to, put yourself in a more optimal situation. But I'm not the person who's going to be taking you and all these crazy, tax loopholes. That's just not me. Okay. The next thing I really believe about your business and money is that I believe that accounting is the language of business. And I do believe that anybody can learn to become more financially fluent and they can learn that language. Now, I don't think that everybody needs to know how to book complicated journal entries. I don't think everybody needs to know the tax code fully. I'm not saying anything like that. But I think if you can get very, very comfortable in your own financial situation, you don't have to get comfortable with anybody else's financial situation, just yours. If you're comfortable to a point of, there's like with language, there's like, comfort level, there's conversational. And then when you really get to fluency, that's when you can just like live like a local, right? If you are fluent in a language, you can show up, you can joke, you can do whatever. That's how I want you to feel about your own finances, and that you are so comfortable with what's going on that you can clearly identify like, oh, I know if I make that decision, it's going to affect this account over here. And if I know if I do this over here, it's going to increase my revenue up here. And so I want you to be at that place. And I think this is why it's so important for us to understand our financials, is that we can get to this place where we are so comfortable that we understand all the intricacies and the ins and outs and how things move in your business. And that fluency is going to give you a lot of confidence. And so that's what I want for you, so that you can really speak the language of your business. The next thing that I think is very important is I like profit, and we prioritize profit here on this channel. So small businesses need to operate in a profit. And I truly believe this. This goes back to a little bit of like, that's why I don't try to, lower my tax bill as much as possible, because I want businesses to make profit. And when you make profit, you're going to have to pay taxes. But if you make enough profit and you're focused on increasing your profit, then, the taxes kind of become like, whatever, you pay them, but you've still got more money than you would if you were just focused on lowering your tax bill, right? So I am all about prioritizing profit. I really want small business owners to think about creating profit in their business, because what that does is it creates excess, it creates cash, it creates freedom and flexibility. And that's why profit matters, is so that you have the choice to distribute money to yourself, to reinvest into the business, to be able to start that new thing you're hoping for, to be able to pay your taxes easily and not have to worry about it. All of these things come when you have profit in the business, and you can grow your business if you choose to, or you can grow your personal wealth if you choose to as well. So I am a big fan making sure we talk about profit here. And I want that for you, that your business is profitable. Another thing that we really care about, and this core value of mine, is that we have to pay attention to the future. So historical financials, great. We have to have that stuff. We have to have our bookkeeper show us what's happened in the past with our financials. But I'm big on making sure that we also put forth plans. Things don't just happen by accident. things happen when you plan them and you're purposeful in your steps. So we are very big on budgeting here, forecasting, looking into the future, looking at decisions, doing analysis, and making sure that that future is being laid out for you so that you can see if potentially there's an issue before you even get there. So especially when it comes to finances, if you can start planning your financials out ahead of time, you can, make a decision to cut your expenses or do whatever you need to do if you are starting to see like, hey, the numbers don't pan out with the plan that we have, we can start pulling strings and make stuff happen. So it's a huge part of what we do with our clients at Clara CFO Group is helping them look into the future. And that's what I want you guys to be able to do for yourself as well. That's why we have tons of tools on cash flow forecasting and learning how to build a budget and thinking about what's the difference between a budget versus a rolling forecast. We have a lot of content around that kind of stuff. And looking forward in your financials is so important if you're going to really gain that level of being able to harness all the power in your business. And the last thing I want to share with you guys about my core beliefs about business is that I believe that small businesses can create wealth and financial freedom. So when we are using our businesses as a tool and we are operating them in a way that they're profitable and we're looking forward, we can create incredible wealth through like actually keeping it in the business and growing that business. And then also that we can bring money home to our personal lives and be able to build a firm foundation in our personal lives as well. When your business is doing well, it gives you a lot of freedom and flexibility. If you're building a financially strong business too, that can create value that will be potentially attractive too to somebody who may want to buy your business in the future. So when you have a very strong business, you have so much more flexibility. You can keep it and let it cash flow for you. You can hire somebody else to run the business and you still get paid from it. You could potentially sell it to somebody else. You could potentially do all sorts of things with a business that is doing very well financially. And so I am a big proponent of thinking about your business not as your only source of wealth, of course, and I've even done a video on that, but we should be able to use our businesses as a tool to help us plan for the future. Okay, so maybe that means that it's cash flowing in order for us to save for retirement or whatever it might be, but we do want our businesses to be able to be not just something that is costing you money, but something that you can actually be creating additional wealth in your life. I hope that these core beliefs are inspiring to you because honestly, they're inspiring to me. It's what I think about, what I want for you as viewers of this channel and as small businesses that I talk to on a regular basis. I want, because I see that there's so much opportunity to be successful in the small business space and to be able to, and success can be determined however you want to be determined. I'm not putting a number around success in any kind of way, shape, or form, but what would success look like to you? What could you do? Small business has changed my life in pretty incredible ways. And I hope to share that story with you guys soon, but I want this for you guys. And I want the freedom and flexibility that should be coming with owning a small business. So I hope that's helpful. And hopefully you understand me a little bit better through that as well. And I would love to have you here as a subscriber of the channel if you resonate with any of these messages. All right. Thank you all. Bye.